There's an air of excitement here at the Max Bell Arena in Calgary as we're set to bring you the final game of the 1979-80 CIAU Men's Basketball Championship. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Adams, and joining me with the play-by-play is Ken Newens. Brian Heaney is on color. The 8 best teams in the Canadian University Leagues are here for the championship games at the Max Bell Arena. They began competition to see who would emerge to the final game. And not surprisingly, it's the Victoria Vikings and the Brandon Bobcats. The Bobcats are ranked number 1 in the nation. The Victoria Vikings are ranked number 3. And for the first time in history, it's 2 Western teams in the final. For more on the teams, let's go to Ken Newens and Brian Heaney.
I can't think of a better man to tell us about the 2 teams, because our color man, Brian Heaney, was there a year ago coaching St. Mary's to the national championship in the final game against the Victoria Vikings. With so many matchups, so many variables, can you zero in on a few areas to watch for this afternoon?
I think we have 3 areas clearly that we have to keep an eye on today, Ken. First of all, we've got to watch the inside game and the play of Rennie Delcetti and Gerald Kazanowski of the University of Victoria Vikings, and how that matches up against the power forward Keith Streeter and the big center Jerry Abernathy from Brandon. That's going to be one factor. The second factor is going to be the shootout at the OK Corral. Billy Luce and Freddie Lee are going to go at it. Both are averaging 24 points a game in this tournament, and they're going to put the points on the scoreboard. And lastly, and maybe the most important in a tournament like this, is the play of the unsung heroes, the off players who have complemented the play of the superstars all season long.
It'll be a great game. Let's now meet the 2 teams. First of all, the Victoria Vikings. Number 13, Eli Pasquale.
Lightning strikes with Eli. This 6-foot guard is an arts and science student. He'll quarterback this team this afternoon.
Number 22, Ted Anderson.
Mr. Clutch, 6'4" forward, physical education student. You leave him alone and he's going to bury the basketball.
Number 24, Gerald Kazanowski.
Unflappable, 6'8" forward, arts and science student. Tough on the inside, tough on the outside.
Number 30, Billy Turney Luce.
He'll bring you more baskets than the Easter Bunny. This 6'4" guard forward is an arts and science student, and he's going to be counted on heavily to do most of the scoring this afternoon.
Number 33, Rennie Delcetti.
The Incredible Hulk, 6'8", 230-pound forward, education major. Rennie's going to do most of the rebounding, and he's been scoring a bundle of points off the block all during this tournament.
Head coach, Ken Shields.
Kenny's a veteran coach. He's been to this tournament on many occasions before, and he's ready for victory. He wants to taste a national championship.
Now the Brandon Bobcats. And now the University of Brandon Bobcats. Number 10, Priad Lee.
The motor that makes this machine run, a 6'2" guard, Bachelor of General Studies student, is going to be counted on to quarterback the Brandon team and do most of the scoring this afternoon out of the backcourt.
Number 32, Jude Kelly.
Jude has more patience than a doctor's office. 6'4" forward, Bachelor of General Studies student. He'll wait you out when he shoots the basketball. He's got a very accurate shot.
Number 42, Don Jackson.
The Sting, this 6-foot guard, Bachelor of Education student, will hurt you if you turn your head. If you try to double up on Fred Lee, he'll get Donnie the ball. He's an excellent shooter. Also a good defensive player that's going to be counted on to curtail Pasquale's movement this afternoon.
Number 44, Keith Streeter.
Horse and power. 6'7" forward, Bachelor of General Studies student. Keith Streeter is one of the strongest players on the inside in the country today. He had a great season, high percentage shooter. He's going to be scoring and rebounding.
Number 50, Jerry Abernathy.
The eraser. This 6'10" center is a Bachelor of General Studies student, and Jerry's going to be problems for Victoria all afternoon defensively. He swats the shots away, and he also can score off the block.
Coach of the Year, Jerry.
Jerry's been 6 years at Brandon. This is his first club on the national tournament, and he's looking to make it first to the national championship this afternoon.
Your official, the gentleman to your viewing left is Don Klein from London, Ontario, and we have Wayne Ellis to your left, and that is Wayne from Hull. He is a registrar there at the Hull Heritage Campus, while Don Klein to your right is a recreational area supervisor. They will be the officials, and certainly they have a great task, as this will be a challenging game for both of them. There is the Mad Viking, the mascot of the University of Victoria Viking.
That's right, Ken. He's going to try to get this crowd going. He's going to try to win him over for the Canada West representative because of the location of this tournament, and he'll get the crowd going through the game. The question is, can he irritate the Bobcats? Can he distract their concentration on the game?
As far as Coach Jerry Hemming is concerned of the Brandon Bobcats at this stage of the game, nobody should distract them from their purpose here. We're almost ready for the tip-off to start the 1980 Men's Championship. Don Klein puts the ball in the air, and Brandon take over first of all, and that is number 42, Don Jackson, working the ball to the top of the court. As Brandon have control, they wear gold. Freddie Lee's shot is up and off the rim, and Rennie Delcetti takes the rebound. Brandon in gold and Victoria in blue and gold. The first shot by Victoria is off the rim. Long breakaway pass to Freddie Lee off the backboard. 2 points, Brandon, and they take the lead.
That's right. Brandon's going to throw that pass all afternoon. If they control the backboards, they're going to get their break going. Abernathy's a great outlet passer. Here comes Freddie Lee. Doesn't look behind him. He concentrates on the layup, takes it up to the goal, and lays it on the glass. Great fundamentals. You want to always put the ball on the backboard when you take your layup.
Eli Pasquale, number 13, to Kazanowski. His shot is off the glass and gathered in by Freddie Lee, the motor man of this team. Number 10 pumps it ahead to Don Jackson, and Jackson of Brandon works that ball across the key into the right corner court. Freddie Lee, number 10, to 44 off the glass for 2 points, and that is big Keith Streeter from Michigan.
There goes factor number one, the inside play. They get the ball into Keith Streeter. Look at this dummy pass. It comes over the head of Delcetti, and Streeter powers it up, again using the glass. Great
again, a turnover by Brandon, and coming back down the floor is Freddie Lee, number 10, to the top of the key. Drives to the backboard. Can't scramble for the loose ball, and it's Brandon's ball. Brandon are wearing blue with gold, or I should say Victoria are wearing blue with gold, and Brandon are wearing their gold uniforms with blue lettering and piping. And that is rookie Eli Pasquale. Under the basket to Delcetti, off the glass, off the rim, and is dropped in by number 24.
Terrific play. The action inside is going to be fast and furious today. Abernathy and Delcetti. Kazanowski, look at this power move. He blows the crip, but here comes Kazanowski, and he rams it down home.
It's 4-2. Brandon leading Victoria. Play just underway in the CIAU Canadian National Championship, and there is Abernathy talking to Coach Jerry Hemmings.
I hope this injury isn't too serious. Probably it's a split lip or whatever, but you got to be careful because something like this that happens to a player early in the game could distract his concentration. You don't know how bad he was shaken up.
It's a nose injury. Probably a clash between 50 Abernathy and 33 Rennie Delcetti. They're going to hammer each other all day.
That's right, and I think that's a good move by Jerry Hemmings to take Abernathy out for a few minutes here early in the game, let him settle back down, and then get him in the game.
Brandon's Don Jackson, number 42, works the ball down, pumps it to Kelly. His shot is off the rim, rebound by Pasquale. Pasquale drives down the floor with Billy Luce. Off the glass, and it's out. The rebound by Kazanowski. There is a battle underneath the basket for the basketball. Victoria come up with the ball, and there is the first foul of the ball game.
Eli Pasquale is such a quick guard. He took the ball right to the basket. Once again, the second shot gotten by Victoria. Both of these coaches, I know, are going to concentrate on blocking out so that the team gets one shot and one shot only this afternoon.
Victoria possessed that basketball. Eli Pasquale, number 13, works the ball, bounce pass to Gerald Kazanowski to Billy Luce. Luce puts it up off the rim. The rebound taken by Jude Kelly to Freddie Lee. Back they come. Lee slows things down, then goes to the basket from 20 feet. It's off, and the rebound taken by Kazanowski. Long pass for Billy Luce. Turney Luce off the backboard, and it could not go in. Streeter gives it to Brian Palliser. Palliser is out there, number 54, replacing Abernathy. And an errant pass goes out of bounds, and right now both teams very tight, Brian.
That's right, they are tight. Kenny Shields is probably checking the basket, make sure they took the cap off today. They've had a couple of real good scoring opportunities that didn't drop. In the last turnover, players always have to remember, keep your eye on the basketball. Even when you're making a cut, you got to see the ball.
People may ask, number 30 handling the ball is Billy Turney Luce, the husband of Caro Turney Luce, the outstanding female player in the country. That pass was deflected out of bounds by Brandon, and Victoria take over. Handling the pass in, number 24, 19-year-old Gerald Kazanowski. Billy Turney Luce underneath to Dulcetti off the glass. Is an erratic shot, an errant shot. No good, and Brandon take over. There's Ken Shields, not happy.
Victoria hasn't put 2 points on the scoreboard yet, but they are getting the ball inside and they're getting good percentage shots. That's a good sign.
Number 50, Jerry Abernathy, is now back in for Brandon. That is number 10, Freddie Lee to the top of the key, shoots, and it's off the rim.
That's a call right there that Jerry Hemmings does not like. He cannot afford to have Freddie Lee get into foul trouble early in this game, and you never like to see your superstar pick up those offensive fouls.
4-2. Brandon lead Victoria. And the men in blue, Victoria, bring that ball up over midcourt. Eli Pasquale, number 13. Just a rookie, first year out of high school. Comes from Sudbury, passes to Rene Dulcetti from Sudbury, had the ball knocked away, and Dulcetti got it back again. Turning loose, number 30. Fifth year at Victoria. Underneath the basket. Come away with the loose ball, but it's called out of bounds in the end, and Abernathy will take over for Brandon.
Of course, Turney Luce made a great play there. He took the ball to the hoop. He found the big man open, but he just couldn't quite complete the pass. Good team play.
16:29 left in the half. Don Jackson to the head of the key. Shot is up and off. And there is a timeout. The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. Jackson a transfer from Winnipeg. Back to Freddie Lee, number 10. Underneath to Abernathy is shot. Off the rim, and the rebound was taken by Kazanowski. Lost it. Kelly tries a shot. It's in. 2 points, and Brandon lead by 4, 6-2.
So Jude Kelly stays with the play. The shot goes up and it's missed. You look here comes Jude, turns around, follows through, concentrates, great play.
Victoria back, a shot by Anderson's off the rim. The rebound is knocked away, and it's taken again by Freddie Lee to Kelly. 2 points, Brandon. They lead by 6, 15:47 till halftime. Eli Pasquale being watched by Jackson. Being forced to loose. Kazanowski, 24, bounce pass is intercepted and taken away by number 44, Keith Streeter. To Jackson as Brandon, who lead by 6, trying to control the game. The ball is put up in the air. Streeter takes it away from Kazanowski and puts it up on the backboard for 2 points.
See, Streeter's so powerful. He tries to get the ball inside. Good hands, hangs onto it, and takes it back up, again using the glass.
Brandon lead by 8. Kazanowski battles. Skies it off the backboard. They battle for that rebound, and again Brandon on the backboard. And Jackson comes down. Tries a shot from 20. It's in and out. Kazanowski gives it to Eli Pasquale. 10-2. Brandon have an 8-point lead with 14:53 to halftime. Pasquale, number 13, bounce pass to Teddy Anderson. Back to Gerald Kazanowski, 24. Pasquale, 13, drive to the basket. Shot is in. 10-4. Brandon lead by 6.
That's great body balance by Pasquale. Eli is quick enough to penetrate on those big men, and if he can do that to keep them honest and get them to help out, they're going to get some easy buckets on second shots.
Don Jackson, 42 to Freddie Lee, 10 to Streeter, 44. Streeter's shot, he pushed it off the rim, and it was a hesitation shot.
Jerry Hemmings like that, he's going to take that rim back to Brandon with him after this game.
Victoria trailed by 8. 14-10 to halftime. Pasquale to Ted Anderson, 22, right across the zone to Luce. Luce's shot is short. Pasquale with the rebound. Loses the ball. They battle for it. And Dulcetti had it knocked off his hands out of bounds, and Victoria retained possession.
Now this will be interesting. We'll see if they try to power Dulcetti up. Look at Jerry Hemmings now. He's upset with Brandon.
He's a demonstrative coach. Both of them are. Shot by Dulcetti from 20 feet is in. And Brandon lead by 6. 12-6, 13:52 to halftime.
Dino Gini is in the game now in the backcourt for Brandon. We saw Dino play in the Dinosaur Classic here at Christmas time. He had an excellent tournament. Fine little guard.
He's from Thunder Bay. That's number 22, Dino Gini. Freddie Lee, number 10, is a brilliant all-Canadian guard. Former NAI Small College All-American. Bounce pass to Dino Gini. 22, works it around, looks for somebody. Abernathy has it knocked away. Right back to Genie. To Lee underneath the Streeter. Back to Lee. Puts it up from 30. It's short. And Dolcetti takes the rebound. Works it ahead to Higgins, is now in for Victoria. Number 10 is Higgins, and Genie is there for that loose ball to the top of the key. Number 22. Dino Genie. Abernathy 50 underneath to Lee, and Lee has it knocked away, and it's Victoria's ball.
It's easy to understand how both of these teams got through this tournament and had such fine seasons. They really are patient. They look to play the game inside with the big men.
Craig Higgins, number 10, to Billy Turney-Loose. Back to Higgins. Higgins puts it up in the air. It's off. Rebound by Anderson. He put it off the backboard, and Brandon take over again. Right now, they're not shooting fluidly. Lee tries to drive, but he is fouled by Billy Turney-Loose, number 30.
Well, what we've been watching for the last 4 minutes, we've been seeing Brandon create the turnover and turn that into a fast break opportunity. On the last play, they took the missed shot and turned it into a fast break opportunity. I think on this afternoon's game, whichever team can break the most is going to have a clear advantage.
Lee shooting 2. Jerry Hemmings, Freddie's coach, told me something interesting about Freddie. He said he has missed 1 basket all year in a pressure situation.
He's an incredible player. He's really led this team. He's been a glue to the team. He has the ability to distribute the basketball and keep everybody happy, but in the clutch, he'll take over the game.
That is missed 1 from the foul line in a pressure situation. Victoria now trailed by 8, 14-6, loose. Underneath the Kazanowski, put it up off the backboard, and with 12:33 left, it's 14-8. Brandon lead by 6. That's Abernathy, 50. Looks for somebody. Back to Streeter. Streeter 44. To Kelly. Kelly's shot is off the rim. Abernathy put the rebound in. Wouldn't settle down. And Dolcetti comes up with the rebound. And Billy Turney-Loose. Long pass to Teddy Anderson. Can't shoot. Back to Higgins. Higgins tried to push a pass through. Couldn't push it. Brandon come right back. Freddie Lee. Off the backboard. A perfect layup.
Great play. Protected the ball with his body. Took it in with the right hand and stretched out over the outstretched hands of the defensive player.
Craig Higgins, number 10, to Anderson underneath the Dolcetti. Off the back glass, 2 points, 16-10. Brandon lead with 11:39 to go till halftime.
Rennie Dolcetti's having a fine tournament. He's just been a tower of strength inside over the 3-game set.
Freddie Lee trying to force that ball up past Billy Turney-Loose, could not. And it's Brandon's ball. Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. That sign has not been put together by a Victoria Viking fan. That's the Brandon Bobcat cheering section. You know, they got 1,000 students at Brandon University, and they tell me on that campus that they have a master's program in music that is second to none. 5 faculty. Don Jackson of Brandon right now, number 42. To Streeter. Ball was off the rim. Moving in for the rebound was Teddy Anderson.
You know, Ken, our fans don't realize how big these players are. There's 6 players on the court right now that are over 6'6", 6'7". Tremendous athletes. They're quick, they're strong. Rebounding is playing such a crucial part, the early part of this game.
And that's number 30, Billy Turney-Loose, All-Canadian with the ball right now. The dependable Ted Anderson. Pass intercepted by Jude Kelly. And he gives it back to the trigger man. Number 10, Freddie Lee, moves up the court. The top of the key. Trying to move in. Scoops it. Streeter trying to go to the basket. Has it knocked away. Gets the rebound off the rim. Loose ball. Knocked out of bounds by Brandon. And Victoria take over. 16-10. Brandon lead by 6. 10:40 till halftime.
Both Lee and Pasquale are really penetrating well and dishing the ball to the big men.
Long pass to Craig Higgins, number 10. Higgins, number 44, up the backboard, knocked away, right to Teddy Anderson, and he drops it in.
Good recovery by Anderson, but there's the eraser, Jerry Abernathy. Clean block, Anderson picks it up, concentrates, buries the shot.
Number 44 is now in there, Kelly Dukeshire. He was on the Victoria team last year, shot by Freddie Lee from 30, is in and out. The rebound to Streeter. Off the rim, he battled for it again, finishes up, and it's finally fouled underneath the basket. Some tough punishing action there.
That's right. Now right there, look at the two coaches both encouraging their team as the stoppage of the clock. Jerry Hemmings probably encouraging his team to get the pressure defense going. Look at Streeter, how strong he is right here now. There's once good pump fake, keeps his feet on the ground, gets Kazanowski off his feet, and takes the ball to the hoop and creates the foul.
He's on the line.
Keith is a solid shooter. He's had a great season from the field, shooting 56% of his shots this season for the Bobcats.
That time he was off. And Kelly Dukeshire gathered the ball in. Long pass. Great interception by Freddie Lee. And the foul is called against Craig Higgins, number 10.
Here's a great play right here. Freddie Lee gets in the passing lane, tries to get the ball, and Craig Higgins reaches to try to get it away, and the referee nailed him for a foul. That's a tough call. Could go either way right there.
That's Higgins' first foul of the ball game. Number 42, Brandon Don Jackson. Being watched by Higgins. Drops it to Streeter, 44, bluffs, puts it up, too far. That comes Higgins, number 10. Higgins across midcourt. Drops it to Eli Pasquale. Pasquale back to Higgins. To Rennie Delcetti, 33, looking for Dukeshire. Back to Higgins. Higgins to Delcetti, almost lost it, held on, and they caught number 42, Don Jackson fouling.
Now, Brandon's going to get a little anxious here. They seem to be anxious. They have had success in turning the basketball over, recovering the ball from Victoria and getting down on their break. If they get over anxious, they're going to find themselves in foul trouble. You've got to let the turnover come to you. You've got to get in the passing lane and let the offensive team make the mistake.
Pasquale to Delcetti. His shot is off the rim. Rebound, a battle for it. And finally, it's Higgins coming up with it. Back to Ted Anderson, 22. Young Eli Pasquale, top of the key from 15. 17-14. Brandon now find their lead has diminished to 3.
Now, Eli Pasquale is one of the compliments, the unsung heroes. He's averaged 2 points a game in this tournament and already has 4.
Shot by Lee is off the rim. Battle for the rebound, and Anderson is able to take it away from Kelly. Eli Pasquale, number 13. Future national teamer, no doubt about that, to Delcetti. Delcetti tried to go to the basket, and
that looked like it was a good call by the official. Rennie did have possession. They got on the ball nicely, but he didn't go around the player. He tried to back up and go right through the player. There's Jerry Hemmings right there, waiting to talk to his club.
The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. Sport Canada, Al Ray from Sport Canada, always very supportive of Canadian University basketball, very much involved in the program and in this tournament, the Canadian Championship. The score, Brandon Bobcats 17, Victoria Vikings 14, 8:37 till halftime.
Some interesting stats right now. Victoria is only shooting 27% from the field, while Brandon's shooting 44, and the shootout has not yet developed. Freddie Lee is 2 for 8 for 6 points total, and Billy Turney-Luce hasn't scored yet.
Rennie Delcetti in that last play. That was his first foul of the game. A shot by Kelly. It's tapped in by Keith Streeter, number 44. Pasquale brings it back to the top of the key. Hands off to Higgins, to Dukeshire. Dukeshire bounce pass to Delcetti. Tries again. It's in and out. Rebound by Dukeshire. They battle for the ball. It's deflected away by number 32, Kelly, but it is Victoria's basketball. That's number 10, Craig Higgins. To Delcetti, in and out, and that is a temperamental basketball today as far as Victoria is concerned. They've been rimming it a lot.
That's right. They've got to drop some of those inside shots. Rennie played so great last night. I'm sure the ball will start to fall for him this afternoon.
Kelly to the basket. Overshot it. As he tried to go over and right through, Pasquale didn't work. Long pass for Anderson. Anderson takes his time and drops it in. 1916, Brandon lead by 3, 7:42 left.
Anderson made that shot, but Craig Higgins made a terrific pass. You know, Craig used to start for this club 2 years ago, and now he's got some problems with his knees, but he's a very valuable guard.
Here's Freddie Lee. Cranked it up, and the shot was off, and the rebound taken by Dalsetti. And the foul is against the big guy, 50, Jerry Abernathy.
Jerry Hemmings is not happy with that, but watch this here. Abernathy comes right over the back of Kelly Dukeshire. The contact, that's a great call. These officials are doing a super job this afternoon, Ken.
1916, Brandon have the lead. Brandon got here, by the way, by defeating York University in a thriller, 91-90, and then defeating Winnipeg, 85-81. Victoria qualified by coming through with a win over Windsor, 93-75, and then they defeated St. Mary's 91-75.
Assistant coach Norm Vickery giving instructions to the Vikings. Norm's on a coaching association fellowship this year, assisting Kenny Shields.
Dalsetti 33. The shot is up and off the rim. The rebound taken by Abernathy to Freddie Lee, number 10, as Brandon come back. Now Lee decides to slow it down.
Boy, Jude
Kelly, 32.
Kelly's a cool customer.
Shot by Streeter from 30 feet is good. And it's 21-16. Brandon, 6:50 left in the game, in the first half, in the game's first half. Billy Turney loose. To Head, number 15 in the ballgame now. Back to Head. Head bounce pass to Dukeshire. He's going to put it up, decided not to. To Billy Turney loose. Turney loose to Dalsetti. Dalsetti goes to the basket. It's good. 21-18, a three-point lead.
Rennie has his problems inside today, but he comes right back and beats you from the foul line. That was a nice shot for a 6'8", 230-pounder.
Kelly with the ball to Keith Streeter, 44. Bounce pass intercepted by Billy Turney loose. And number 30 loose comes back with Head, number 15. Back to loose. Victoria. Pasquale 13. Turney loose. His shot is off the rim. The rebound, a battle for it. And there's going to be a jump ball between Kelly Dukeshire and Jude Kelly.
This will be an interesting jump. Dukeshire is about 6'6". He's a strong kid. He jumps very well. Jude Kelly gets off his feet. If I had to pick one here, I'd say Kelly's got an advantage.
The tip is taken by Kelly and Freddie Lee. And the Bobcats come back. Lee, number 10, directing traffic. Back to Don Jackson. Puts it up from 20 feet. It's in. 23-18. Brandon lead by 5 with 5:41 till halftime.
Right there's the sting. Donnie Jackson makes you forget about him, and then all of a sudden, you leave him alone for an instant, and he buries a good jump shot.
Chris Head lost the ball. And Brandon again come up with a turnover.
There's Jerry Hemmings. Now, he's really involved in this game right here, giving instructions to Jude Kelly. Both these coaches, competitive individuals. They really want to win this one.
Fred Lee signals the kind of offensive stuff he wants to Kelly. Kelly fadeaway shot is in and out. The battle for the rebound. Dalsetti comes up with the ball, number 33. Rennie Dalsetti, who's been in this national championship 4 previous times and has never won it. Dukeshire to Head. Head trying to drive to the basket, and the foul is called against Jude Kelly.
Chris Hebb is another one of the players that are complimenting the superstars. He had a great season 2 seasons ago, played very, very well in a national tournament when it was staged in Halifax. He could be a key player this afternoon if Victoria needs somebody to come through out of that forward slot.
Hebb goes to the line, shooting bonus.
You know, the depth and experience of the Victoria club is really remarkable. Every player is at every position.
Then Chris's sister, Louette, is an outstanding recovery by Dalsetti, and he dropped it in. A superb play.
Rennie's really excited about that one. He got a good rebound, took it back, but the big thing was that it dropped. He was starting to think about it. Can I make one or can I? Look at him here. He's really getting excited.
Played his finest game probably of his career the other night. Last night, in fact. The shot by Lee is in. Now the shootout by Lee will develop.
Well, Freddie Lee's into the rhythm of the game, I think, right now.
Pasquale bounce pass to Gerald Kazanowski to Billy Turney loose. He lets it go from 20 off the rim. And there is a foul called on Rennie Dolcetti. That is his second of the game.
And you can see the anguish on Ken Shields' face right there. He has got to keep Dolcetti and Gerald Kazanowski out of foul trouble.
The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. I guess New Brunswick have a deal for the rest of the country.
They're doing some nice advertising there.
Emotion is an important factor here as Norm Vickery, Ken Shields talked to their team just before play started.
You can tell by Ken Shields in that huddle. He means business right now.
Streeter, 44 with the basketball. Back to Jerry Abernathy, 50. To Freddie Lee, 10. The shot is up from 25 and good. 27-21. Brandon lead by 6. Once again with 4 minutes left. So far, Brandon of 17 fouls, Victoria 5. As information fed to us by our ace statistician, Kim Stevens. Billy Turney loose, trying to go to the basket.
Right there, Jerry Abernathy. Here's Ken Shields and Jerry Hemmings again. Now, emotion's starting to come into play with both of the coaches. They come in cool, calm, and collective, but then they're getting themselves into the game, corresponding with the respective athletes. Here's Abernathy asking Palliser to step out so he can get inside position on the rebounds.
Shooting 2, number 30, Billy Turney loose. Wow. 3:52 left in the first half. And again, Billy Turney loose just having trouble at the hoop. He has not been able to sink a basket, and that is unbelievable.
That's right. He's had a fine tournament. He had 26 points one night, 23 the other night. He'll get on track.
Don Jackson works that ball to the top to Freddie Lee. Almost lost it. Recovered it. Right to the top of the key from 25. It's good. 29-28. Long pass for Loose. This time he made certain off the back glass, and it's 29-23 back to a Brandon 6-point lead.
That's really a tough situation. Brandon comes down and works pretty hard for a shot. Lee makes a 25-footer, and then Vic capitalizes, knocks it down court, and gets a layup. Good basketball.
Ready to the top of the key, goes to the basket one more time, and the shot is off. And it is Victoria's ball.
Now, what Brandon has to be careful of right now is that Fred Lee does not try to take this game over too early. He's a great player, and he can get 5-6 hoops in a row, but usually down the stretch. He's got to keep the other members of the offense involved this early in the ballgame.
Number 24, Gerald Kazanowski, goes to the basket. The shot was flat. Rebound by Dolcetti, and he is fouled as they tried to put it off the back glass.
There's Jerry Hemmings now. He's talking to Jude Kelly. He's getting ready to probably put him back in the ballgame. Right here, you're going to see on the screen, Dolcetti, strong, very strong. Got both hands on the ball, took it to the basket. Brandon lowered the boom. Dolcetti's on the foul line.
Fouled by Brian Palliser. Shooting 2. Rennie Dolcetti, number 33. That is off. Brian Palliser, the man that fouled, is 6'8", but he's a great softball pitcher. With the Winnipeg Colonels, I believe, had 3 no-hit, no-run games last year. Now the shot by Dolcetti is good. 5-point lead, Brandon, 2:47 till halftime.
You know, it's really important that the big men be able to shoot fouls well. Because strategy says you want to get the ball inside and get your big man on the foul line, and then the player has to convert. Dolcetti made a nice foul shot there.
Jackson, speed pass to Freddie Lee. Lee's shot from 25 is good. 31-24. Brandon lead by 7. 2:26 till halftime. Billy Turney loose, number 30, to Gerald Kazanowski, 24. Eli Pasquale. Bounce pass to Dolcetti. He tipped it in off the back glass. A pretty play. 31-26. 2 minutes left till halftime. Brandon have the lead. Brandon Bobcats have the ball. Number 10, Freddie Lee, the general. Looking, waiting, hands it back to Don Jackson. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. To Streeter. Streeter to Abernathy. Fights his way to the basket. The rebound is taken by Kazanowski. To Pasquale. To Teddy Anderson, 22. Let the shot go from 20, and it's off. The loose ball taken by Freddie Lee. Freddie Lee to Patterson. He couldn't hold it, and it is Victoria's ball.
That's a tough turnover. That's a tough turnover. There was a sure basket coming up for the Bobcats right there. Here it comes. Palliser just laid it down, put his head down. The ball got away from him.
Seemed to have his eye maybe on Check coming back to pick him up. Now Victoria, Kazanowski to the hoop. The tip is off. A loose ball by Delcetti. Rolls around the rim. Anderson, and it's finally a foul.
Right there, this can't turn into a volleyball match, and Brandon knows it. They've got to get up on the boards and cut Victoria's second shot opportunities. Vic's doing an excellent job on the offensive boards. So 4 or 5 straight opportunities there.
On the line is Mr. Dependability, Ted Anderson. The shot is in. Teddy Anderson from Port Alberni, studying phys ed in his 4th year. And as his coach Ken Shields says, he never gets any credit. He just does everything well. Both shots in. It's a 3-point Brandon lead, 31-28, 1:18 left till halftime.
We're seeing a little pressure here by Victoria. I didn't see any last night, but they're going to pick up the guards a little higher. Brandon brought Abernathy back to be the odd man out and help handle the basketball. They're going to try to make Freddie Lee give the basketball up so that he's not involved in the offense.
Lee looking like Quinn Butler as he handles that basketball. Now to Jackson. Jackson to Lee. 10 from the top of the key. The shot from 30 is off. And Anderson has the rebound and made certain of it. Bounce pass to Billy Turney loose underneath the Delcetti. The shot is off. The rebound by Turney is good. Now the lead is 1 point. Brandon, 31-30, 49 seconds left.
See, Turney Loose is doing a great job. He's not forcing the outside shot. He's warming to the game, got himself a second shot there, and he's on the scoreboard again.
Abernathy to the basket. His shot is off. And the foul is called on number 54.
Neither coach looks very happy here. They're pondering the game. Missed shot right there. A lot of action inside. The referee's right on the spot. He saw what happened.
Rennie Delcetti will go to the line. There you have the colors of CIAU. Number 33, Rennie Delcetti from Sudbury. He's lived in Victoria for the last 2 years. Shot is in. The game is tied at 31 with 27 seconds left in the half. The tide and the momentum has shifted. Victoria's favor. 32-31. Victoria lead for the first time in the game.
Delcetti's really been a factor in this game. He has 9 rebounds and 13 points right now.
Freddie Lee. 16 seconds left. Lee looks at the clock.
Right here, Brandon said we're going to go in down 1 or up 1.
One good shot, and Lee takes it from 15 and makes it. 4 seconds left. 1 second left in the clock. And time is out. And what a first half. Brandon Bobcats 33, Victoria Vikings 32 at the end of the first half of play. The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. The game is as we expected. Watch Freddie Lee utilize the clock.
He has such great body balance. Goes up, true to form, follows through, keeps his eye on the basket, and that ball just drops through. He puts so much heat on an individual defensive player.
And that made the score 33-32. Brandon Bobcats' favor. Has the game gone according to what you thought would be the game plan?
I think it has, Ken. I think both teams are intent on getting inside. I think the things that they've got to correct at halftime, Victoria is probably talking about cutting down turnovers, and Brandon's probably talking about getting everybody re-involved in offense.
Let's go down to Mike Adams and a couple of Brandon stars.
Yeah. Okay, Ken, the 2 stars of the first half for Brandon, of course, were Freddie Lee, the guard, and the big center, Jerry Abernathy. And first of all, Freddie, you completely controlled the offense out there in the first half. What was Coach Jerry Hemming's strategy coming in?
I don't know. He was concerned about getting it inside to the big men. But they were slacking off inside, so they gave me an opportunity to shoot the jumper from outside.
Did Victoria show any defense you weren't expecting?
No. I thought they would come out stronger with man-to-man, but basically they're playing the zone. Everybody played the zone all this year.
Okay, Jerry Abernathy, you really got some big shots inside, big on rebounds. You hit a few, but you also missed a few. What was the defensive strategy on your part?
Well, on the defensive side of it, I was just trying to protect the inside, right? Delzetti, is that his name, 33? Well, we knew he was that big scorer, right? So I was concentrating on him. He did score anyway. He shot a few jumpers and stuff like that. But on the whole, I think we're doing pretty good. We're holding our own with the defensive wise.
As I asked Freddie, did they show you anything different that you weren't expecting in that first half?
Like Freddie said, teams been playing the zone. They play us man-to-man. We blow them out. They know it, They tried, and we got a big lead on them. Got about a 6-point lead on them. They went to zone. And then we kind of slowed down, But no surprises whatsoever.
Jerry, I get the impression that you're somewhat of a hyper-type player. Now, how do you prepare for a game? Do you sleep well the night before?
No, I don't. I get insomnia. I was up about 4:30, 5:30 this morning, walking around the hotel, I just can't. I'm so, this is a big game for us, Small school like Brandon is, we're really proud. We're really proud to be here. It's an honor, and it's kind of getting to me, getting to my stomach, my head. Even it's hurting my game, but I guess it's hurting their game too. So it's kind of equaling out.
You're a big man in a big man's sport. It was slow starting in that first half, and it finally got going. What was the reason for the slow start, you think?
Oh, the pressure. Championship game. It means so much to each of us. Victoria and us. It means so much. So it's the pressure. That's the main thing, Once I figure this second half, both teams will kind of smooth on out, and it'll be a kind of high-flying game second half.
Okay, let's talk to Freddie again. Fred, you're noted for getting a lot of points. You had a good semifinal game, and maybe some people thought you might sort of let up in this final game. Is it going the way you wanted it to go?
Oh, yeah. I'm missing a couple of shots out there, but I got to give it all now. This is the last game of the season, so this is for all the marbles. So I'm out to play hard. I hope my team is out to play hard. I know it. It's going to be a tough second half.
Okay, Fred, thanks very much. Jerry Abernathy, thanks very much. The Canadian Basketball Championship will continue in a moment.
This is little
Team, Harry Merkovich of Lethbridge, Bob Magel from the University of Winnipeg, Ted Upshaw of Acadia, Dave Zanata of Lakehead, and Jerry Abernathy from Brandon University Bobcats. On the first team, Bo Pellick of York, teammate Dave Coulthard, Billy Turney-Luce from the University of Victoria Vikings, Fred Lee from Brandon, and Mike Hazard of the Acadia University Axemen. Mike Hazard was a double winner, also taking the 1979-80 Mike Moser Memorial Award. It's presented annually to the outstanding male basketball player at a CIAU member institution. And rounding out the honors, the Coach of the Year was the Brandon Bobcats head coach, Jerry Hemmings. But again, this young man, Mike Hazard, has been the story of basketball this year on the first Canadian All-Star team and also the recipient of the Mike Moser Memorial Award. We're very pleased to have with us now the Honorable Gerald Regan, the Minister of Fitness, Amateur Fitness and Sport. And Jerry, in the previous Liberal government, the last Liberal government, their commitment was to excellence in amateur sport. Has that changed at all?
It's not changed as far as I'm concerned, Mike. I think it's in particular sport. If you develop a Nancy Green, then thousands take up the game as a consequence of skiing. So I think excellence is the way to go. I think we have a role in mass participation also and in fitness, but I think in Canada we've got to continue to improve the quality of our Olympic athletes.
I know funding is always a big concern of all amateur groups, and some of that travel funding is starting to run out.
Victoria's ball.
That's a key situation there. I believe that foul was on Keith Streeter, and Jerry Hemmings has to be concerned now about his big man. He's going to go have a talk with the official.
The Canadian Basketball Final will continue in a moment. Canada signer from Wycroft, Alberta, 500 miles away, along with their principal, Mr. Kelly, raised money to be here for this Canadian National Basketball Championship. And I'm sure they're enjoying themselves. Battle for the basket, and Brandon take over. Kelly to Abernathy. The Jackson and the Bobcats come back. The game is tied at 47. There's 12 minutes left to play. The shot by Lee is off. The rebound taken by Lee. He's every place.
Freddie Lee made a smart move there on getting the offensive rebound. He decided to take it back out and set up the offense again.
Goes to the basket, misses again. The rebound taken by Kelly. The shot is in. 49-47, 11:53 left in the game. The Bobcats lead the Victoria Vikings.
And Kelly and Anderson are really starting to play big roles in this ball game as the complementary forwards.
Kelly now has 12 points. The shot by Kazanowski, got the rebound, goes to the basket and drops it in. The game is tied at 49, 11:35 left to play.
You know, with both teams trying to go inside, the foul situation is now starting to play a major role in the strategy of the game. Dulcetti has 3 for Victoria, but all of Brandon's forwards, Pallister, Streeter, Abernathy, and Kelly, all have 3 fouls, and that spells trouble for Jerry Hemmings right here.
Shot from 30 by Kelly is over top the glass. Vikings' Billy Turney-Loose will take over.
Again, Ken Shields taking it easy on the bench. I think that he feels Pasquale has the quarterbacking responsibilities in hand, and Jerry Hemmings involved, standing by the bench now, yelling defensive instructions.
Wonder how Kathy Shields is enjoying the game. Shot by Anderson. Great mark by Abernathy, but Anderson got the rebound. To Gerald Kazanowski, 24. Billy Turney-Loose. And there is a backcourt time violation, 3-second violation. Mentioned Kathy Shields as Jerry Hemmings fires up his squad. But Kathy Shields, of course, coached the Victoria team to the Canadian Championship.
We'll watch inside here. Here comes the first opportunity. A great block by Abernathy. Jerry Abernathy's real intimidator inside in that defense for Brandon. Kathy may be more nervous this week than she was last. A shot by Jackson is off the rim. The score is tied at 49. Eli Pasquale comes back. Bounce to Turney, and it's deflected away by Abernathy. But Victoria keep the basketball. There's the Viking keeping his eye on
Turney-Loose from 20 is good. I should say from 30, and it's 51-49. Victoria lead by 2. Loose has 10 points. He was shut out almost. Scored 2 late in the first half. Freddie Lee to the basket. It's off. Rebound by Ted Anderson. Jackson goes up to hamper Pasquale a bit as Victoria come back. Kazanowski. Turney-Loose. Dulcetti. Shot is off the rim, and Kazanowski went to the rim and took it away from Abernathy and dropped it in. 53-49, Victoria lead by 4. Victoria has just been so aggressive on the offensive boards. If it's not Kazanowski getting an offensive rebound and putting it back in, it's Dulcetti. Here we see Brandon in the huddle. They've got to make some changes right now and reestablish some scoring balance and some defensive balance on their end of the floor. As the fans applaud what's going on, and well, they should, because it's great basketball. There you see it, a shot by Dulcetti. Dulcetti is outside, away from the basket, but Kazanowski is Johnny on the spot. He is up tough, right back with the basketball, lays it in. That young man from Nanaimo is one of the best, 19-year-olds in the country. That's right. There's no question. He's in our national team program, and I think he's going to be one of the future stars across Canada. There's a comment you made earlier, Brian, and that is, let's hope that Freddie Lee does not try and do too much himself. So it could be, I thought at stages there, in the last couple of minutes, he was trying to do too much himself. That's right. The time is not right for Freddie Lee. He's got to keep it. Jerry Hemmings right here is probably trying to tell him to keep everybody involved. They've got to get that balance back into their offense until the closing minutes of this game. Member of the Concordia basketball team, I do believe. That's right. That's Leon Bino with the big white hat. He's enjoyed his trip out here to the national tournament. You talk about Concordia, I'll tell you, they are going to have a great team. Brandon moved the ball up over midcourt. Brandon trailed by 4. Abernathy back to Freddie Lee. Lee bounce pass to Streeter, and the shot is off the rim, and the rebound taken by Ted Anderson. Now the ball, here comes Pasquale. He's really pushing the issue, and Freddie Lee strips him. No mistake as Lee stole the ball that time. Watch this play. That was a crucial play right here because it could have put Victoria up 6 if they scored. Lee takes it back and goes right to the goal. Young Eli Pasquale will remember that play for a long time. He just learned a lesson there. He's got to be always aware. Both sides of the court. Billy Turney-Loose to the top of the key. The shot is in. And it's 55-51. Victoria lead by 4. 9 minutes left. Billy Turney-Loose is definitely loose this half. He's come out gunning. He's in groove. He's following through. He's going to have a good second half. He's got 12 points in the half.
You know, Freddie Lee has 22 points in the ballgame, but the key statistic is Victoria's 42 rebounds to Brandon's 30. Brandon has dominated their season by beating teams on the backboards, and here Victoria is handling them easily right now.
That last foul was called against Gerald Kazanowski. That's his second. Brandon start again. Freddie Lee to Streeter, off the glass. 55-53, and Jackson almost stole the ball. In fact, did. And they have ruled, however, a jump ball.
Let's see if Donnie Jackson wants this ball game. Was that ever an aggressive play? He's a heck of a defensive player. And you can see by the last two plays on the Brandon side of the court that Jerry Hemmings told the boys to get it inside, get it back inside to the forwards. Freddie Lee, the unselfish player that he is, comes out and is doing the job.
Jackson 6 foot. Kazanowski 6 foot. But they rule that.
I think they ruled on that jump situation that the Victoria player stepped over the line, and Ken Shields is giving a piece of his mind to the official right there. It's a judgment call, tough call, could go either way.
There is certainly emotion and tempo right now. Watch this jump ball again.
Right here. Kazanowski went right over the foul line. You can see that that's a violation on the blue team, and Brandon retains possession of the basketball.
The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. Cheering wildly as their team trail by 2.
This is their first chance in history to come to a national tournament. They've been all the way to the final game. They think they have the number one team in the country. Of course, Victoria fans think the other way.
Jerry Hemmings has got to get a lot of credit. What a superb job he's done. They love him in Brandon, where they pack that gym of 1,500, 2,000 for every game.
And both coaches, superb coaches, two of the best coaches in the country. Ken Shields.
Pass to Don Jackson. The shot is off the rim. The rebound. Loose went for it, deflected out of bounds, however, by Abernathy. Victoria come back. They still have that 2-point lead. 8:30 left to play. 55-53, and that's Eli Pasquale to Anderson, 22. Pasquale, 13 to Billy Turney-Loose. Pasquale looks for the basket, bluffed, now looks for somebody to help. Goes to the rim, and it's off. The rebound.
Gerald Kazanowski
had it for a moment.
Gerald Kazanowski got caught going over the back of the Brandon player there. Ken Shields trying to settle his troops down. Kazanowski now has 3 fouls, and he's got to be careful.
Nelsoni has 3. Kazanowski has 3. Abernathy has 3.
Kelly has 3. Palliser has 3, and Streeter has 3. So all the forwards now have 3 fouls that are on the floor.
Freddie Lee, number 10, for Brandon. To that low post area, dropped it back to Abernathy, to Don Jackson, to Kelly. Kelly's shot is off the rim. The rebound. A battle between Streeter and Dalsetti. And Dalsetti won that battle.
There's 2 people. Jerry Hemmings standing up. He's thinking about the foul situation right now. That's Streeter's 4th foul with 7:58 to go, and that is a crucial one.
Big 6'7" Keith Streeter from Unionville, Michigan. Cannot afford to foul out because he is so important in that inside game. Victoria work that ball around. They still lead by 2. Billy Turney-Loose, their scoring ace, goes to the basket from 30. It's in and out. The rebound is dropped in. The rebound again is taken by Kelly. Battling Dalsetti.
There's a play. 3 or 4 people involved in that battle, and that's a crucial call because now Dalsetti has 4 fouls.
4th foul against Rene Dalsetti.
The 2 strong men both have 4 fouls. Streeter for Brandon and Dalsetti for Victoria.
Freddie Lee. 55-53, Victoria leads, 7:27 left. What an outstanding battle between these 2 great teams. Pass, intercepted, met by Billy Turney-Loose. Drops it back to Eli Pasquale. And that's the 3rd consecutive turnover that Victoria will have an opportunity to take advantage of. Dalsetti goes to the hoop, his shot is short. Brandon come back quickly. Freddie Lee to the top of the key, goes to the hoop, passes off to Jackson.
Got a 3-second violation there on Jerry Abernathy, who positioned himself for the rebound and didn't realize that Lee was going to pass off. Look at Jerry Hemmings here. He's acting out every move in this game. He's really relishing the fact that he's in a national championship. He's going to play it step by step.
Eli Pasquale, bounce pass to Turney-Loose. Loose looking in. Alley-oop it back to Pasquale. Pasquale bounce pass to Ted Anderson. To Kazanowski. Back out to Pasquale. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Pasquale to Turney Loose. 6 seconds. Loose goes under to...
Tremendous.
Dukeshire took that pass. Dukeshire's been inserted for Dalsetti, who has 4 fouls. A great play by Dukeshire. 57-53. Victoria by 4.
That's right. High post or low post to the high post man crashing. A great play.
Jude Kelly to Don Jackson. Kelly, Abernathy. Abernathy drops it in. 57-55. Victoria lead with 6 minutes, 6 seconds left in the game.
That's a great shot with good concentration. Boy, you know, you've got 6 excellent big men in this ball game, 3 on each team right now. Some of the coaches in the country would like to have just one of them.
Back to Ted Anderson. 22 is Anderson. Looking for Anderson, intercepted by Kelly.
Now, there's a good move by Jude Kelly, who made the interception, but then looked for the backcourt player. The good dribbler, the good passer, and gave it up.
And the thing is about Kelly, he is not noted for his great defensive ability.
Well, I don't know. He's got those long arms, and he's bigger than he really stands. He stands 6'6", but his arms make him about 6'7" or 6'8".
Battle for the ball between Eli Pasquale.
Look at Ken Shields now. He's starting to get involved in this basketball game. 5:31 left. He's really going to get involved with the players and with the officials.
It's Pasquale, 6 foot, going on the jump line against Brian Palliser, 6'8". Sorry, Freddie Lee has now moved in. This will be a jumping match. Great jump and recovery by Eli Pasquale, the rookie.
That's right. It was a great effort by Lee. Lee got his hands on the ball, but Vic came up with the possession.
Ed Anderson to Pasquale. Pasquale moves to the top of the key to Turney Loose. Drops it back to Kelly. Dukeshire. Dukeshire going to the basket. It's off. Rebound by Abernathy.
That action inside is furious. Those big men are crashing the boards. Great rebound by Jerry Abernathy. Kazanowski got himself his momentum going to the basket and couldn't help but nudge him, and the referee was again on the spot.
And Gerald Kazanowski now has 4 fouls against him. 5 minutes, 9 seconds left. It's 57-55. Victoria lead. Freddie Lee to Kelly. Back to Lee. Lee works that ball. Brilliant ball handler. Bounce pass to Jackson. Jackson to Kelly. He's been hot. It's off the rim. The rebound by Palliser. He goes to the backboard and drops it in. The game is tied at 57.
Offensive rebounding. Palliser is strong. He's as strong as Streeter is out there. That was a great move by Tom Palliser.
Palliser's first 2 points of the game. Pasquale signals timeout with 4:33 left in the Canadian University Men's Basketball Championship. The score is locked at 57. The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment. Back to the live action. The score tied at 57. 4:33 left.
Well, we've got to start. Both of those coaches are thinking about overtime right now. Their big men are in foul trouble, and they've got to think more than 4:30. This might go another 9 minutes.
Kelly Dukeshire. The Pasquale tries it from 25 and hits. It's 59-57, Victoria lead.
Great shot for a freshman. He must have nerves of steel. He's down into the bottom 4 minutes of a national tournament, and he buries one from 22. Excellent shot.
Freddie Lee works that ball around. He's already hit for 22. His average is 24 during the regular season. To Kelly, back to Don Jackson. Transfer from Winnipeg to Freddie Lee. To Kelly. Kelly's shot is off the back glass. Rebound taken by Billy Turney Loose. To Kazanowski off the rim. And the shot again crawled over top. And it's 59-57. Victoria lead with 3:41 left.
Tough shot for Victoria there. I think they want to try to keep Kazanowski and Dukeshire and Dalsetti inside and let Billy Luce take those long-range jump shots.
Dalsetti, who has 4 fouls against him. Number 33 and 24, Kazanowski in there, both with 4 fouls against them. 50, Abernathy of Brandon, 4 fouls. Shot from Lee is in and out. Battle for the ball. Great defense by Dalsetti. And he took the ball away from Palliser. Back comes Billy Turney Loose and the Victoria Vikings. Eli Pasquale to Loose. Loose in the corner to Pasquale. Hands it to Dalsetti. Rode along the rim, and a foul is called against Brandon.
Well, that makes Jerry Hemmings unhappy because Victoria is penetrating the block, but Ken Shields has to be happy. They're still getting the ball to his big men inside. He's telling Pasquale, don't take the shot, penetrate, get it inside where we can hurt Brandon on a foul situation.
Del City goes to the line to shoot 2. Jerry Abernethy with 4 fouls. Shot by Del City.
Clutch free throw by Rennie. You watch his hand here. He follows right through, keeps his arm up and extended, puts the hand right in the basket.
He's Victoria's top scorer so far with 17.
He's had a great tournament.
I mentioned earlier Abernethy had 4. He did not. He had 3. He now has 4. 61-57. Victoria by 4 with 3 minutes left to play. Shot by Streeter is off, and the rebound is taken by Gerald Kazanowski. Turning loose. Now Brandon starts to press.
Brandon's got to come out and play a little defense now. Try to make Victoria shoot early in the clock. They've got time working against them at this stage of the ball game.
Loose being watched by Lee. 2 great ball players. To Kazanowski, 24 of Victoria. Eli Pasquale from 15 gives it to Kazanowski. Goes to the basket. It's off. Del City taps it in. And Brandon find themselves trailing by 6 with 2:21 left.
Del Cetti's playing his role just so well. He is not leaving the block area. Jerry Hemmings now, I think, wants to get his ball team out into a man-to-man defense, and it's Fred Lee time. 2:21 to left. Brandon's down 6. If anybody can put him back in a ball game, it's got to be Freddie Lee.
And the situation thus far is that you've got a number of key men in foul trouble. However, there is no doubt when Brandon trails by 6, they've got to throw caution to the wind to a certain extent, I guess.
That's right. The worst thing they can do right now, I think, is start to play against the Victoria zone and gobble up time on the clock. They've got to try to penetrate the seams and get early shots.
Right now, the hearts of the Viking fans, of course, are beating much faster than the Brandon fans, but you've been around basketball long enough to know that the game is never over until that horn finally sounds to end it, as York and Brandon found out the other night.
That's right. It came right down to 1-pointer. So many things happened in the last minute of play, it was impossible to predict the outcome. You know, Rennie Del City, you've got to start to be getting some consideration from the pollsters for MVP or All-Star honors. He's got 20 points and 17 rebounds in the game thus far.
There's a super basketball great.
From the looks of her, she looks like she might be a Brandon fan right about now.
Freddie Lee and Don Jackson. Don Jackson, number 42. Freddie Lee, number 10. The guards on this team that have played so heroically and so well throughout the tournament. And the pass was intercepted by Kelly Dukeshire. The deflection picked up by Billy Turney-Loose to Eli Pasquale. 2:05 left. Del City to Turney-Loose. Turney-Loose bounces that ball around to Kelly Dukeshire to Pasquale. Victoria now controlling. Now Pasquale goes to Del City off the backboard, and it's ruled.
That was a traveling violation by Eli. He penetrated extremely well, tried to get the ball into Rennie and just dragged his foot a little bit.
1:53 to play. 63-57. Brandon trail Victoria. The shot by Freddie Lee from 15 is in. And it's 53-59. 1:42. Brandon lead by 4. Billy Turney-Loose to Eli Pasquale.
The clock is really working against Brandon here.
Trying to get away from Freddie Lee.
They got to bring the defense out to a man-to-man.
Turney-Loose, and the shot was deflected. Pasquale talking to the official.
Right now, it's the wrong guy to put on the foul line if you have a choice. Billy Loose has been hot the second half. Turney-Loose, a good bet that he's going to can these foul shots.
Victoria lead by 4. 63-59 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And you can see there the Victoria Viking huddle. Norm Vickery, the assistant coach, along with the head knock, Ken Shields. What will they be talking about, Brian?
Ken Shields wants to say right now not to shoot the ball early. Billy Loose, Turney-Loose has a chance to score the free throws. If they get possession, they want to spend time with the basketball right now. The clock is in their favor. They got a 4-point advantage, and Billy Turney-Loose could turn that to 6 right now.
I don't believe your prediction of 80 points is going to hold up.
No, that's right. The Victoria zone early in the second half really dictated the tempo of this game. It forced Brandon to play with the basketball a lot longer than perhaps they wanted to. And then Brandon came back into his own. Jerry Hemmings here has got to be thinking pressure defense, maybe a little zone trap. He's got to get some shots up in the last 130.
From Victoria's standpoint, I don't think they wanted to get really involved in a shootout, did they?
No, I don't think they did. I think they have great court balance. They want to press and run themselves on occasion, but I think Freddie Lee has got to concern any coach and any team. Jerry Hemmings is scratching his head right now. He's running out of ideas because the clock keeps ticking away on the Brandon team.
Bench scoring is interesting. Victoria have had 8 points from the bench. Brandon but 2, and Billy Turney-Loose is on the line.
Great shot. You can see on that shot there that his eyes never followed the basketball. He keeps his eyes right on the target. Good concentration.
Never touches the rim when he's there. Billy Luce now has 14 points. And it is Victoria leading by 6. Freddie Lee goes to the basket, but the shot is off. The rebound is taken by Victoria. They had a 3-on-1 break, but Luce decided to hold up and slow the pattern down. 1:14 to play. Eli Pasquale, the rookie, works that ball around. What a brilliant young man he is.
Brandon's got to stop the clock.
Hands it to Luce, and he drops it in with 1:04 left. The Brandon Bobcats find themselves trailing by 8.
That's right. They're in big trouble. They've got to score 5 times to win this basketball game in 50 seconds.
Don Jackson puts it up in the air. It's short. Abernethy tried to tap it in, could not. And a foul is called.
Got a foul right there. Jerry Hemmings trying to give his team some encouragement on the sideline, but things look dim right now for Brandon.
Rennie Delcetti, number 33, has just fouled out. How brilliant he has been with 19 points and a bucket full of rebounds. But if you want him to foul out with 51 seconds left.
That's right. Rennie played hard-nosed the whole game. He really dominated the inside play on the backboards, both defensively and offensively. He had a super tournament, Ken.
His 4th national championship. He wanted to go out a winner. Right now they lead by 8, and if they hold on to win, what a factor he has been.
That's right. In years past, he's come close on a couple of occasions. Nobody could be more happy than Delcetti is right now.
Abernethy dropped it in. Victoria lead by 7, 67-60, 51 seconds.
This Brandon team has great personality. Abernethy's still totally in the ballgame. He knows it's not over.
6 points. 67-61. Kazanowski really being handed a bounce pass by Turney-Loose back to Kazanowski. They handle the ball so well.
That's right, and they're throwing over that defense.
Pasquale works that ball around. They're trying to foul him, and finally the foul called. And it was Abernethy that fouled, and that is number 5.
That's right, but Abernethy really made a good play in this situation, I think. You don't want him to foul out on that play, but Brandon has to stop the clock and hope that Victoria does not convert to free throws.
67-61. Victoria lead by 6 with 40 seconds left.
These are crucial foul shots right here, because on a miss, Brandon could come down and score and cut the game to 4 points with 30 seconds left.
Abernethy had 8 points and 9 rebounds as he goes to the sideline, and the crowd applaud, and well they should.
That's right. Jerry Abernethy has been a key figure for the Brandon team the whole season long. He's really led them through a lot of tough times. He's helped keep this team together. He's an excellent basketball player.
13, Eli Pasquale. Don't want to hammer a point, but the young man was playing high school ball a year ago, and here is the key man, the captain of that offense.
That's right. It's incredible that he could come out of high school and adjust to this caliber of play in just 1 year. He's got tremendous quickness, great court sense. He's going to be one of the future stars in Canada and maybe play for the national team someday, I'm sure.
Can you imagine that? Now there's Abernethy there. Very disappointed, a very intense gentleman. Has been so valuable. Timeout has been called. And just stop to think about it. Score 67-61. Victoria lead by 6. They're going to the foul line. Kathy Shields last week in Halifax won the Canadian Women's University Championship. Here her husband Ken Shields in the middle of that huddle of great basketball players that he has tutored and worked with and coached and developed. He could win it here, and that would undoubtedly be a domestic first as well as an athletic first.
I'm sure it would. That'd be a tough one to duplicate for a lot of people, too, that are in the coaching profession now and are not married to female coaches.
Are you going to have your wife get in the coaching business, Brian?
I don't know. I guess you go into it.
There's a young man, the young man with the horn from Brandon University. He has led their touring group here all day.
I wonder if he's going to be a future player or a future trumpeter.
Or a band leader, that's right.
That's right.
67-61, the University of Victoria Vikings lead the Brandon Bobcats, the GPAC Conference champion. First time in the history of Canadian Men's University Championship that two Western teams have met in the final. It's an indication of how the pendulum has swung around. A few years ago, a Western team could hardly win a game in the championship, except for Manitoba and UBC.
That's right. The pendulum has swung, and there are so many fine teams now in the Great Plains Conference and the Canada West Conference and all around the country.
Shot by Pasquale at 68-61. I'd like to compliment Peter Mullen, who won 2 championships with UBC. He's also here. Don Hunter in Manitoba. Great coach he is. He also won a championship. Long pass for Freddie Lee. Lee goes to the basket, and with 35 seconds left, it's 69-63, 6-point lead for Victoria. 34 seconds left.
Got a timeout here, and that's probably a good thing for Brandon. I'm sure that Ken Shields is going to organize his troops. Jerry Hemmings has got to get a pressure defense in here and try to create a turnover. He's talking to the official now, maybe telling him, I don't know what they're discussing here. Maybe there's a discrepancy on the clock, and Jerry would like a few more seconds to go back up there. I'm sure if he had it his way, he'd put 5 more minutes up.
They're discussing right now with the timekeepers. Darryl Moyer, who plays at the Calgary Stampeder Football Club, is one of those that's involved there in timekeeping.
Got the University of Victoria pep band, who follows this team around year in and year out when they make appearances in the national tournament. And there's the McGee Trophy, emblematic of basketball supremacy in this country now.
How does that feel to see somebody else take that trophy, Brian?
Well, we've had our share of it. I've had my share of it. There are so many great names on that trophy when you go back over the years. The great players in Canadian basketball history, the great coaches. It's really something that's worth working for during a career and during a season.
The Mad Viking was smiling there for a moment. Jerry Hemmings is not smiling, but I know that inwardly he is satisfied because his team are in a national final. Like he said last night, no one else is, but these two teams are here. They're pressing right now. Kelly Dukeshire ahead to Anderson. Anderson back to Dukeshire. 24 seconds left. 69-63. Victoria lead by 6. The ball is knocked toward the basket, and Kazanowski got back there, but it was out of bounds on the sideline.
That's great hustle by Don Jackson there. You've got Rick Gagne in the game right now.
Yeah, Rick Gagne is in there. And Pasquale is fouled by Freddie Lee.
And still, you know, this game, there's still enough time, 17 seconds. Fred Lee stopped the clock right away there. They've got to keep that clock from ticking away.
Freddie Lee, who is so active, has scored 26 points, has 3 fouls against him, only 3 fouls.
Jerry Hemmings is fighting right to the bitter end. He's totally involved in the game, back and forth to the score table, making substitutions. Here comes Tom Price in the ball game.
Tommy Price is just a kid out of high school in Brandon. He comes from Crocus Plains High School. He's another rookie that they're going to hear from in the future. 6'5", but on the line right now. Eli Pasquale wants to put the game out of reach. He drops it in. What poise.
Boy, he plays with tremendous poise for such a young player. These are crucial foul shots that he's taking right now.
12 points for Eli Pasquale. 17 seconds left. Freddie Lee brings it up, being watched by 22, Teddy Anderson. Lee put the ball off the rim. The rebound is taken by Pasquale.
Got a foul right here. Ken, 9 seconds left, 8-point difference. Ken Shields, I think he anticipates victory. Jerry Hemmings just trying to postpone the agony of defeat. I just don't think there's enough time left here right now. They're just trying to keep the teams organized. Gerald Kazanowski is going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. With only 9 seconds, Brandon cannot come back.
And we have the all-star team, by the way, which we'll give to you later on of this tournament. That's Kazanowski on the line. Has his brother that also plays on the team, Greg, but he did not dress for this encounter.
You know, foul shooting's played a big role in this ball game. Victoria has shot very well from the foul line. Ken Shields smiling on the bench right now. He knows that the ball game is all but over. to be a new champion of intercollegiate basketball.
10-point difference. The long pass went down, out of bounds. 9 seconds. 9 seconds on the clock. 73-63, the University of Victoria Vikings lead by 10. It's been a splendid basketball game. I think we've seen all facets. But that gentleman right there, Ken Shields,
he's gone to the well so many times, and now he's going to get himself a national title.
He came here to win. The other night at the banquet, they came dressed in tuxedo.
That's right. They do that every year, and this time they're going to get a chance to celebrate in those tuxedos.
And to say they're number one. Freddie Lee to the basket, and he drops it in for his 28 points. The time is out, and the game is over. The University of Victoria Vikings have beaten the Brandon Bobcats 73-65. 73-65, the final score.
Come on,
There's
Kenny,
the Vikings. They are wild, and there is Jerry Hemmings, nothing to be ashamed of because the Brandon team played so heroically, represented their great school so well all week at this championship.
That's right. Brandon is a tremendous competitor. Kenny Shields, I wish he'd give us a smile. He worked hard for this championship. He's got to be feeling just bursting with pride inside. Tremendous effort by Victoria.
No doubt about it. Kenny Shields, a graduate of the University of Calgary. And the score, Victoria 73, Brandon 65. The Canadian basketball final will continue in a moment.
Kinsman.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention to center court for this afternoon's closing ceremonies. First, to present the medals for the runner-up team, the president of the University of Calgary, Dr. Norman Wagner. To receive the runner-up trophy, the team captain from the Brandon Bobcats, Lou Worrell. Once again, if I could have your attention to center court, where Dr. Norman Wagner, the president of the University of Calgary, will present the runner-up plaque to the Brandon Bobcats, their team captain, Lou Worrell. And each member of the Brandon Bobcats will receive a silver medal from Dr. Norm Wagner. Now to present the championship trophy, the W.P. McGee Trophy. The Honorable Minister of Sport and Minister of Labor, Gerald Regan. The championship team for 1980, the Victoria Vikings and their team captain, Ian Hidley. A gold medal for their outstanding performance in this year's championship tournament. The Victoria Vikings. Major sponsors, Labatt's. Their representative, Doug Balfour, will present the Tournament All-Stars. As chosen by the Coaches Association, your first team All-Stars from the Brandon Bobcats, Freddie Lee. "26 points in this championship game, Fred Lee from the Bobcats. From St. Mary's Huskies, Lee Davis. Lee Davis. Would the All-Stars please remain at center court for the collective team picture? Lee Davis from St. Mary's. From York, Dave Colfard. David Colfard from York, Yeoman. From the University of Brandon, All-Star center Jerry Abernathy. From the champion Victoria Vikings, Billy Turney Loose. Your most valuable player for the 1980 CIAU Basketball Championship, the great fifth-year senior from Victoria, Renee
Rennie Delcetti, could there be any other choice?
No, there couldn't for this tournament. He was great on the offensive end of the court, a tower of strength on the boards. He just dominated the inside play, and that's where it's won.
Just a splendid performance. He's been here 4 times before. It's his graduate year, his final year, and what a splendid contribution he's made. But he just came to the front with 4 fouls against him throughout much of the second half. He just played heroically and so well.
The big difference in Rennie's play this year has been just maturity and poise on the court. No matter what the situation, no matter how important the ball game, he kept his poise about him with 3 fouls or 4 fouls or whatever. He was an MVP.
Number 30, Billy Turney Loose. I'd like to mention his dad came all the way from New Haven, Connecticut to watch him play.
That's right. Mr. Luce follows Billy all around, and now he's got Carol to follow around. So he'll be to many basketball games in future years.
The final score was Victoria Vikings 73. The University of Brandon Bobcats 65. Victoria are the Canadian varsity champions. And Brian, thank you very much. You've done a splendid job. A pleasure working with you. We'll see you next year at the Canadian Championships in Waterloo. And that is where they'll be held. They'll pack the gym there.
This is the CTV Television Network.